The offshore market's been through a tough couple of years. Do you think we're past the worst now?
Unfortunately, not just yet. I think we probably have to wait until 2012, and it may even drag into 2013 before we see a true recovery.
Okay. Which regions do you think are going to recover best and indeed fastest?
Well, Brazil certainly doesn't need any recovery. The rest of the world's another question. Saying that, the North Sea has picked up quite nicely. For me, the area which has always held the greatest promise, and I think we would like to see grow and recover, has to be West Africa. There are a number of other less important areas, if you want. East Africa is a promising area in the future once they get past the piracy issues that probably restrict growth there. Southeast Asia as a whole has all sorts of opportunities, but it's such a big area, it's hard to pinpoint one in particular. The US Gulf obviously has other issues resulting from the accident last year, but it seems to be slowly moving towards a point of recovery. Overall, we'd like to see all areas recover, but I think West Africa, first of all, would be good because it's a promising area. It needs the development. North Sea seems to be recovering okay. Mediterranean could do with a bit more activity, but that's been made a little bit more complicated by onshore events in Tunisia and Egypt, and then Southeast Asia as a whole.
Bearing in mind the weak markets we've seen generally, perhaps with the exception of Brazil, do you think it's a good time to invest in offshore support vessels?
$1 million question. We've seen phenomenal investment in offshore vessels, in fact, going back now 6, 7, 8 years. To some extent, the problems we have had over the past 2 or 3 years have been a result of that investment in new buildings. There probably will continue to be investment, although, to be honest, I hope not at quite the same ridiculously high levels that we saw over the previous few years. I think the investment will be needed, should be done, but it has to be a little bit more focused and a little bit cleverer.